Welcome to Fun with Annuities with your host, me, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent. Can annuities be fun? Can contractual guarantees be fun? Absolutely they can. Find out the brutal facts about annuities with no sales pitches or high-pressure nonsense. Just the brutal and factual annuity truth, which is all you need to hear. Let's have some fun with annuities, and let's have that fun start right now. Welcome to Fun with Annuities, the #1 annuity podcast on the planet. I'm your host, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, the top independent agent in the country, which kind of makes sense, the #1 podcast and the #1 agent. Today's topic is a good one. It's around the topic of cash flow using single premium immediate annuities. So how do those strategies work? And for all of the podcast listeners out there on all the major platforms, welcome to all the people watching this on the Fun with Annuities YouTube channel, which is cool because you get to see what I have. For the people in podcast land, I got a shining red logoed jacket with a black Stan the Annuity Man hat because I wear everything logoed except for underwear, I think. So I paused there. I winked at the camera for all you podcast people because that's the unknown. But yeah, what happened this week, and this podcast came from a phone call from a gentleman who eventually became a client, but he had been misled by another site. And so he calls me up and says in the Chester voice, "I'm at this other site, it's probably one of your competitors." I'm like, "Stop, Chester. First of all, I have no competitors. I have people that are chasing me and that are trying to climb the mountain, and I'm sitting on top of the mountain, but I don't have any competitors. Come on. That's crazy. I'm Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent. There are some people that are nice people, and I'm sure their wife makes a really nice peach cobbler that's trying to compete with me, but I don't consider them competitors. So, I mean, did Michael Jordan consider like rookies that guarded him competitors? No, of course not. I digress. So, Chester calls me up. "I'm looking at this site, and I'm getting immediate quotes, and I'm getting these quotes on single premium immediate annuities, and I need you to give me the cash flow on that, the cash flow percentage." So I knew exactly what Chester was talking about. There are some other sites that put a percentage, like when you get an immediate annuity quote, they'll put a percentage beside the immediate annuity quote, which is, it's borderline, it's misleading at best, but it's crap. To me, it's a little fraudulent. It's like tiptoeing up to the line of being fraudulent because people think that they're getting bond yields or CD type yields. So let's, for instance, say that, he said, "Well, this one's showing 6.13% cash flow." Okay, great. Who cares? That is a direct reflection, Chester, of your life expectancy at the time you take the payment. It's nothing more, nothing less. You're not getting a 6.13 coupon on a bond, which is, I guess, I think that's what these other sites are trying to do, is make you think that you're getting this yield. That is not yield. That is your life expectancy in a numerical form with a percentage beside it. Nothing more, nothing less. So Chester wanted me to run the same thing. I'm like, "Seriously, Chester, you want me to just do the dividing for you? You want me to run this?" So I put my assistant on it, and we just put those numbers beside the percentages, and I sent it back to him like, "Is this good?" We just hand wrote it. It wasn't anything nice. I'm like, this is such garbage and a waste of time. But he liked that. He liked looking at that number. I'm like, that's great. You'll never see that on my site. Trust me. I have the top site out there, theannuityman.com. You can run your immediate annuity quotes all day long there. And I would encourage you to schedule a call with me if you want to get down and dirty and really do a customized plan, because there's 30, 40 different ways to structure immediate annuities. You can ladder the start date. You can ladder the purchase date. You can ladder both. You can do combination strategies. You can do leverage strategies. I mean, listen, I'm America's annuity agent. I've done this for a long time. I've forgotten more about annuities than most agents will ever know. Think about that for a second. So this cash flow thing, it was the impetus for this podcast because I'm thinking, come on. I mean, immediate annuities were put on the planet in the Roman times as a pension gift for the dutiful Roman soldiers and their families. That's where they came from. That's where the word annuity came from the keyword annuo, which I guess in Latin means payment. That's what the CEO told me. I guess she took Latin in high school. I didn't, but that's what she told me. And they've been sold in this country for a couple hundred years at least. But immediate annuities, there's nothing fancy about them. There's no annual fees. There's no moving parts. There's no market attachments. The built-in and hidden commissions are very, 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 very low, which is the reason that you don't see a lot of bad chicken dinner seminars on immediate annuities, because the agents don't get paid a lot. Who cares? I think they're great. I mean, we sell more than anybody on the planet. I'll guarantee you that. But the cash flow part threw me for a little bit, because they are, to me, immediate annuities, single premium immediate annuities, SPIAs, whatever you want to call them. They should be the anchor and the foundation in conjunction with Social Security as part of your income floor, as part of that amount of money that's going to hit your bank account every single month as long as you're breathing. And if you breathe forever, it's going to pay you forever. And oh, by the way, you can't tell me that you hate all annuities. You already own one. I just mentioned it. It's called Social Security, and it's the best inflation annuity on the planet. Now, if you wanted to attach an inflation adjustment rider, a cost of living adjustment rider increase to an immediate annuity, like you say, well, Stan, I'd really like for it to increase by 3% every year for the rest of my life. Sounds great. The annuity company doesn't give that away. They have the big buildings for a reason. They ratchet down that initial payment so that it's typically a 6 to 9 year break-even point on most age ranges for you to make up for that. Does that mean it's a bad thing? No, but as maybe part of a ladder, you do a COLA, but you already own the best COLA annuity. It's called inflation annuity. It's called Social Security. But from a cash flow standpoint, I'd rather you forget cash flow. Forget that, because that's misleading, especially how these other sites are showing these percentage numbers. By the way, when you see that, and you've heard this podcast now, and you know that I don't like that, that's garbage. Tell them that's garbage if you're on their site. You shouldn't be on their site. You should be on my site, because you should be working with me. But if your brother-in-law works there and you have to be there, say, remove that. That's misleading. That's fraudulent. For the people that don't understand annuities, they think they're getting a coupon, a bond coupon. And for the journalists and some advisors that are writing the correlation, they're correlating bonds to annuities, give me a break. That's a joke. I mean, and I'm talking about some high-level people that people really respect and put on the pedestal. Oh, they're really smart. They're really smart. They say annuities are like bonds. No, they're not. And they never want to get on a stage with me, because I will rip them up and fillet them like a flounder factually, because with bonds, you peel off the coupon and that underlying value goes up and down, but if you hold it to term, it's going to be there, right? With annuities, single premium immediate annuities, the income stream is a combination of return of principal plus interest. And really the true value proposition of an immediate annuity is when you're in the annuity company's pockets. What does that mean, Stan the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent? That means that when the account's at zero, when you've drawn it all the way down and the annuity company still has to pay you, they're still on the hook to pay. I have thousands of clients that are still getting payments for years and years and years, and sometimes decades, because they've outlived their life expectancy. That's the true value proposition of an immediate annuity or a lifetime income stream annuity payment with whatever type of lifetime income stream annuity you choose. And by the way, immediate annuities are the granddaddy of all lifetime income annuities, the granddaddy of all annuities for that matter. But they have sister products called deferred income annuities and qualified longevity annuity contracts that work just like an immediate annuity. The only difference is the start date, and with QLACs, you can only use them in qualified accounts. But the bottom line is they all are transfer the risk pension products. You're transferring the risk to the annuity company to pay you for the rest of your life. And, immediate annuities is one of my favorite products because it's so simple. You can explain it to a 9-year-old, because I always tell people, don't buy anything you can't explain to a 9-year-old. No offense to 9-year-olds. Seriously. I mean, they're just pure transfer of risk, and they're commodity products, meaning that somebody cannot tell you that they have the best immediate annuity. There's no such thing. The best immediate annuity is the one that provides the highest contractual guarantee, and then you have to obviously feel comfortable with their rating and claims paying ability, of which I will help you with. But there's no best. It's a commodity product. You buy immediate annuities like you buy a plane ticket. You put in where you want to go, how much income you want. We can run it two ways. You can say, here's a lump sum. How much will that produce? Or how much would it take to create this amount of income every single month from a cash flow, income flooring scenario. Income floor is a better word than cash flow. Income floor means that that's the guaranteed amount coming to your bank account, hitting your bank account every single month, regardless of who's in office, what's happening in the markets, what's happening in the world. It's going to hit your account. And when you hit retirement age, and there's 10,000 baby boomers hitting that age 65 every single day, then that's the guarantees that you want. And that's the guarantee that single premium immediate annuities can provide. You just have to understand that the primary pricing mechanism on an immediate annuity, single premium immediate annuity, is your life expectancy at the time of the payment. Is your life expectancy at the time of the payment, I'll say it again, is your life expectancy, or if it's joint, expectancies at the time you take the payment. And this is the one I'm going to repeat a lot. Interest rates play a secondary role. Interest rates play a secondary role. What did you say again, Stan? I said interest rates play a secondary role. And the reason I yell about that is because I'm tired of the masters of the universe calling me up and saying, I'm going to wait till interest rates move because then I'll get a better payout. Well, that might be true, even though it's a secondary role pricing mechanism. But you have to, if you're that master of the universe, then you have to factor in all of those payments that you've missed while you've been waiting on interest rates to move. That's not a sales pitch, that's a fact. That's a brutal fact. So when we're talking about income flooring / cash flow, what I tell people is when you're putting together your income floor, when you're figuring out what Social Security is, and if you're fortunate enough to have a pension, and if you're getting dividends, or if you're writing call options, or you got rental income, or you got some side hustle that you're making a few bucks, what is that all total? And then what do you need in addition to that? If you don't need anything in addition to that, you don't need an annuity. Okay, for income, you don't need to do that. But if there is a gap and you say, well, we figured it out, we need $1,275 a month to fill in that gap, then I'll run a reverse engineer quote solving for that amount and see who comes up with the least amount of money from a quote standpoint to solve for that contractual guarantee. Now, the other thing that you have to understand from a cash flow income floor standpoint, I was doing quotes around the cash flow for all the people on the podcast because that drives me crazy. You have to understand that life expectancy does drive that train, period, at all times. And these commodity products, they change every 7 to 10 days like a gallon of milk. The only way to lock them in, like if I sent you a quote and you said, I really like that quote, you can't sit on it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You have to, that doesn't mean you have to buy it, but if you want to lock in that number, then you have to make a decision and go through the application process, because the only way to lock in the number is for that application to be at the carrier that you chose and for them to assign a policy number. And then once they assign the policy number, and we can get that done in a day, then we lock in that quote, and then they give you a grace period to transfer the money. The other thing, too, that I hear a lot, which is stupid, to put it bluntly, is I heard one today where the guy called me and he said, my advisor said, never put any type of annuity inside of an IRA. And I'm thinking of this pompous, bad suit, bad tie wearing person saying that and going, that's one of the dumbest things ever. That person should stop talking, because they just become, if that person talked for a while, I just become dumber listening to them. Because there's a product called a qualified longevity annuity contract that was designed by the IRS and the Department of the Treasury for lifetime income used in your IRA. It's designed for your IRA. It's designed for the qualified account. So I'm assuming that this master of the universe that said never to put an annuity inside of an IRA doesn't understand that there's a qualified longevity annuity contract that was designed for that. But when we're talking about immediate annuities, single premium immediate annuities, they can be used in a non-IRA setting and inside of IRAs. And most of that we sell are inside of IRAs. Why? Because most people's money, the lump sums, are in IRA type settings. Now, if you buy an immediate annuity inside of an IRA, And by the way, let's just say you had an IRA at Vanguard and you wanted to buy an annuity from XYZ company. We handle the paperwork and the transfer so that the transfer from the Vanguard or Fidelity, where it's coming from, goes to the annuity company. Non-taxable event, does not trigger any taxes. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people go, well, I can't do that because I don't want to pay tax. You don't have to pay taxes. It transfers. But when you buy an immediate annuity inside of an IRA and you take the income out, obviously you're paying taxes on that entire income amount, not the total, the amount of income that's coming out, and you're paying those taxes at ordinary income levels. That's just the way it is. Now, the good news about that is when you buy an immediate annuity inside of an IRA and you take the income stream from it, that income stream fully satisfies the required minimum distributions for that asset in immediate annuity. So let's just say you put $200,000 in an immediate annuity and it's kicking off $2,000 a month. I'm just throwing that out midair. Then the required minimum distributions is covered in full for that $200,000 in the immediate annuity. You cannot use any overage from that income stream to apply to any non-annuity assets. So in a way, it's turnkey inside of an IRA. So for all the people that don't know what the heck they're talking about and say, never put an annuity inside of an IRA, they are missing it. They're missing it from a lot of standpoints. And they're doing their clients a disservice because they don't know any better and they're just spewing crap that either someone told them that doesn't know or they read from someone that doesn't know. And I'm amazed at how many financial journalists have no clue about what I just said. They all believe, for whatever reason, and the annuity industry's done a horrific job of public relations to allow people to think you don't put annuities inside of IRAs, and especially income annuities, period. Now, the other thing I want you to be very clear about is we're talking about income flooring / cash flow. I know this, the title of this was Cash Flow Using Single Premium Immediate Annuities. And once again, the reason it blows the top of my head off is these other sites use this cash flow percentage number as a bait and switch, misleading, fraudulent way to try to sell single premium immediate annuities. But I'm doing a very good job of squashing that crap and that type of sales pitch because I think it should be disallowed. I don't like that. I don't like it when carriers use it on, some carriers even use it on their paper. I'm like, stop doing that. Just give the person the contractually guaranteed income number. They're smart enough to figure things out. They're smart enough to know that that's a lifetime income stream. They're smart enough to know that's a combination of return of principal plus interest. They're smart enough. You don't have to bait and switch people. You don't have to sales pitch people. You don't have to bamboozle people to buy annuities. In my opinion, as Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states and the top agent out here, hey, let's do something unique. Let's tell the truth about the annuities. Let's tell the truth about the contracts. They're contracts. There's no urgency to buy an annuity. The urgency is to understand what you're buying. So with single premium immediate annuities, we can structure them a myriad of ways. We can ladder immediate annuities. If you said, hey, let's come up with a cash flow / income floor way of doing it, we can say, okay, let's dollar cost average, the kind of a dollar cost average approach of let's buy an immediate annuity every year for 5 years, or let's buy an annuity, either an immediate annuity or deferred income annuity, and have it start at different intervals. You can do a myriad of things. What you have to do is answer 2 questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? And when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? From those 2 answers, then I can provide the top quotes using the annuity that's going to provide the highest contractual guarantee. Just think of it like buying a plane ticket. Unless you're on some rewards program with some airline, when you go into an Orbitz or a Priceline or what, or Kayak or whatever, and you put in your, here's where I want to go, here's how I want to fly, here's how I want to get there, here's when it wants to happen, and then hit enter, boom, and you see the prices. Same exact thing when buying annuities, especially single premium immediate annuities. They're the ultimate commodity product. Now, don't get fixated on some company that you love and you love their commercial. If you say, I really love their commercial, that's the one I want to buy. I want to buy. Do not get fixated on that. Do not fall in love with the company. Fall in love with the contractual guarantee. And that's the way to do it because, I'll tell you when you don't need to put your money with a company if I don't think they can back up the claims. Trust me. But I always get this call. I got a call the other day, and there's some top, I don't want to name them because they get enough. I represent them. I just don't want to show favorites because I don't have any favorites. My favorite is the highest contractual guarantee. But the really big ones, the one that you know of and you've probably heard their commercials. And the question was, well, what if, the big, huge annuity company goes out of business? What happens? Stan the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent. My answer is this. If that happens, then we are all in the grocery store fighting in the bread aisle for that cheap white loaf bread, the bunny bread. That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for it. Because at that point, there's anarchy. And you say, well, anyone can fail. Listen to what I'm getting ready to say, because this is very, very important. Because we're talking about income flooring. We're talking about the cash flow. We're talking about guaranteed income numbers monthly. But I want you to listen to what I have to say. Annuity companies are not smarter than banks, okay? They're not. They're just more regulated. They're more handcuffed. They can't go do stupid things with your money. They have to have 100% of your money on hand day one. They have to buy investment-grade bonds. We can put on our tinfoil hat and yell about investment-grade bonds if we want to, but it is what it is, okay? They cannot be risky with your money. And we have not seen a lot of problems, or hardly any, in the annuity industry. I can name a couple that happened 25 years ago and then one in 2008, which leads me to the next thing. The one in 2008 that got absorbed goes quickly purchased by another annuity company in order to continue the confidence that annuities provide to people. Annuities are transfer risk products. I think one of the best protections you have, in addition to state guarantee funds and all that stuff that annuities have. But I think my personal feeling on all this, having worked for Dean Witter, Payne Weber, Morgan Stanley, and UBS, and been at those high levels and understanding how to do all that and manage very, very large amounts of money, bonds, etc. But I think the best protection you have with annuities for lifetime income and income flooring and cash flow is the fact that the annuity industry knows that these are confidence products, and they know that they can't lose the public's confidence, and they know that they can't, they got to protect the golden goose. I've always told people, if my mom, who's 82 and a whippersnapper ass kicker, excuse my French, but she is 82 now, walks 6 miles a day, and she is tough. But if she misses one annuity payment, trust me, the annuity industry is over. Why? Because she will be on television the next day and say in her little southern twang from Stanley, North Carolina, they took my money and they ain't getting my money and I ain't getting no payments and they ain't getting no payments. And it's over. Because the annuity company knows they cannot mess with Stan the Annuity Man's mom and her payments. They've got to protect the golden goose. So there's a lot of self-regulation. And I think that's one of the most important things that's never really talked about when it comes to the safety and security of these types of products. People are always just too flippant and too stupid to just say, I hate all annuities. And there's ads that run, I hate all annuities. Who's running those ads? People that are raising money for stocks and mutual funds. That doesn't make them bad people. I know those people. They're good people. They're just marketing. But you can't fall for it. You just can't fall for it. Because when it comes to when you're retiring and when you're putting together withdrawal strategies and when you're putting together your income floor, and if you're looking for, quote, cash flow, annuities have to be in the play. They have to be in the game. Or else they're the only product that can provide a lifetime income stream. So you have to look at it as the transfer risk contractual guarantees that they are. And you have to shop all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee. So, just kind of to wrap this up just a little bit, what started this whole thing was these sites that show the percentages. Forget the percentages. That's not a bond yield. That's not yield. That's a reflection numerically of your life expectancy. Nothing more, nothing less. If that floats your boat and makes your socks go up and down to say, well, the numerical reflection of my life expectancy is 6.13. Great. Then go to the bar and tell people that. But it doesn't mean a darn thing. The only thing that matters is the contractual guaranteed income number and shopping all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee for your specific situation. And better yet, customizing that plan to fit exactly how you want it to be. Meaning that if you want, if you don't like your beneficiaries, then you do life only. If you want your beneficiaries to get the lump sum when you die, whatever's left over, then it's life with cash refund, or joint life with cash refund. However, if you want them just to get the payments, then it's joint life or life with installment refund. If you want a period certain, you can do that. Point is, it's customizable. All of it's customizable. So I encourage you, go to my site, get my books, go to theannuityman.com, get my books. You can run quotes there. Go to my other YouTube site, Stan the Annuity Man YouTube channel, and I'm pushing 400 videos right now of every question you've ever had about annuities. But I appreciate you joining me. This Fun with Annuities, our saying here on this podcast is living the reality, not the dream. What does that mean? We're living the contractual reality, not the sales pitch dream. Never forget that. And with that being said, I want you to join me next week on Fun with Annuities. I'm your host, Stan the Annuity Man. See you next time. Thanks for listening to Fun with Annuities. Please hit the subscribe button and make sure to go to my site at theannuityman.com, where you can run your own SPIA, DIA, and QLAC quotes and see a live feed of the best MIGA fixed rates in the country, and even get indexed and income rider quotes as well. You can also sign up for my 6 Annuity Owner's Manual books, and I'll ship them for free and under no obligation. I also encourage you to schedule a one-on-one call with me, Stan the Annuity Man, so we can have a full discussion of your specific situation. It will be the best brutally factual and truthful advice you will ever get, and that's one guarantee you should definitely take advantage of. So join me next time for the #1 annuity podcast on the planet, Fun with Annuities.